It's never my fault.
It's Stacy's fault. All right, you guys, can you hear us? We got to tell you about some emergency stuff we're trying to do now because of these Maui fires. So we're going to let you know all about it. What's up, Texas? Make sure you got your volume down. Got the notifications going.
There you go.
Better late than never, y'all. Better late than never. We got some tweaks we have to do to our preparations because of the Maui fires. If they're going to burn us out now, we got to approach our off-grid living and our sustainability from kind of a different, area, I guess you'd say. I didn't know they were going to straight burn us out. All right. Straight burn us out. Oh my gosh, what happened? All right. I turned it down. All right. Here we go. All right. Man, oh man, it's going to be a short, quick one tonight, y'all. The cabbage is on the move. Make sure you're checking your emails. Oh. How we doing in there? Y'all all right? Can you hear us okay? Hello from the Blue Ridge Mountains. What's up, Blue Ridge Mountains?
Right now. Okay.
You got it? Can you see it? Do you feel it?
I got everyone now. Now I can talk to everyone.
We are straight up on the move, y'all. We left the homestead. We got some emergency stuff we got to get ready for. We got to tweak our preps a little bit. You hear us fine?
Good,
you see us fine? Everything is fine. All right.
All right, everyone's here.
Make sure you hit the thumbs up on the way in.
Yeah,
that's like giving us a virtual hug.
Yeah, give us a virtual hug. Thumbs up, thumbs up. And then Forrest says they're recovering from heat exhaustion. The heat is crazy.
You guys better monitor yourselves out there with this heat, y'all. And your animals especially. We're going to go over some of that too because that plays into what we're talking about. But yeah, you guys want to make sure you're checking on your animals. Make sure you're hydrating. Make sure you are having the Relight from Redmond salt. That stuff puts minerals and electrolytes back in your body.
And if not, do the Soleil too, right?
Soleil, ole, Soleil, Soleil. What's up, Winnipeg, Canada? We're global, y'all. We have a global tribe now. It's a global tribe now. Stacy, is it safe to use the Redmond salt when you only have one kidney? Yeah, that's why you definitely want to use it.
Well, always go and ask your doctor, what's up. If you're on something where you're having issues and then you need to watch out for your salt intake, then just definitely go there.
Yeah, we're not doctors and we don't play any on YouTube. But we are pretty healthy and we tell you what works for us. Yes, we do.
There's Diane from Melbourne, Australia. What time is it in Melbourne, Diane?
What time is it in Melbourne, Australia? 10:36 on the AM. She's just getting going.
Oh, yeah.
She's from the future, y'all. We have somebody here that's from the future.
Oh, Stephanie is fermenting her head off.
That's good. It's time to ferment.
Yeah, I think I must have done like 25 pints of salsa.
Right.
The other day.
And we're literally going to talk about some steps that we're making in light of the fires that we're witnessing, how they're burning people out. And I'm going to talk about it in Maui. It adds a whole nother level to our preps. And we're going to talk about that as soon as we get some more folks in the house here. Or if you guys got any questions, we can talk about that too.
So there's Janet. Hi, Janet from Florida. Yeah, thumbs up, everyone. Alrighty, so, everyone gave us hugs.
We like the hugs.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay. Man, are you guys watching this stuff in Maui over there or what? Let me know what you think. You think this is legit? You think they're straight up burning them out of Maui to get the land? All the people are there trying to get the land. If you guys didn't know, this has been like a long battle for the residents there. They've constantly been trying to be pushed off their land, and they constantly are fighting these developers and stuff, and they don't want to do it. And there's some hokey pokey jokey stuff going on over there. I'm gonna get into it on another video.
Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna get into it in another video, but there's just something not right. The police told everybody, I have to stop everybody right here. I have to stop everybody right here. Fish is a guy who lives locally there, and he was walking home, and he was getting out of there because he saw the fires were coming down the hill. And Fish was walking by all these cars, and all these cars were in traffic. Did you guys see all those cars on the road that were all burned up? Well, he walked by all those cars, and there was a cop standing at the end of that street. And he was like, "What's going on, bro?" And he's like, "Man, I've been ordered and instructed we cannot let any cars go past this point." And he goes, "Bro, the fire's coming. These people got to go, bro." And they said that people, while he was walking, people were asking him if he wanted a ride so he didn't have to walk. And he said, "No, bro, you better get out of your cars. The fire's coming." And he said he walked on, and kept going. And then he started hearing the explosions in the background. The cars were catching fire and blowing up. So the police were stopping people on the street in Maui and telling them that they could not proceed any further. And the people stood there and stopped in their cars instead of just running through the barricade and saying, "No, sorry, I'm not down with that program."
So
I mean, come on.
A lot of us, in anything, not including this, what happened in Maui, but, listen to your instinct and your intuition and your gut. If you feel like you need to get out and run or go
Don't listen to somebody just tell you to die and just stay here and die, man. Suffer the consequences. If you're wrong, just suffer the consequences. Those people are all gone now. And then the way they sent the kids home, right, from school, no parents are there. They sent the kids home, no alarms going off. I mean, I got stories for days. And something is stinky over there.
And now they're talking about they're not allowing any supplies or anything to come in.
That's right.
Today.
They're telling people that are bringing supplies, no, you can't bring those supplies. They're telling people that are bringing supplies, oh, that's not Red Cross, verified or something. You can't have that. There's people today were bringing food to people, and they're having to cut in with their own boats and make their own pathways because they're blocking stuff. And the people are bringing in the food, and they're like, "We have got to stop all this food delivery today at this location." And the people are like, "What?" I mean, I'm just telling you guys. Stacy, if I'm trying for a baby, what should I do to clean up my body quickly? Carnivore diet.
But no, just the big thing is just to make sure that you're eating good. Look into just eating clean and making sure that you're getting out in the sunlight and you're eating good, clean foods. And I know a lot of times people are even talking about, if you're exercising and making sure that you're getting into like, iodine rich type foods. So do your research into, possibly a good clean kelp to help with that too. And just getting out and, getting movement, getting sunshine, making sure that your mind is right too, and make sure you're not doing a lot of processed foods. I mean, that is a killer for all of us. You don't want to do a lot of these things that are messing up your hormones. Just good, clean food, grass-fed meats, eggs, butters, good fats. You need really good fats, like your duck fat and your ghee and your coconut oil, and all those things are very helpful. Good clean water. I mean, just try to, maybe you could go on vacation, and go out in the sunshine somewhere if you can even. And just start, that can be your start to everything. And just start doing it and eating clean and doing these things and just living very naturally, being barefoot and all these things. And just when you go and you get good health, people think that how am I going to get healthy? Well, when you get healthy over time, you end up losing weight, getting pregnant, just and watch what you're putting into your body. I mean, that would would probably be the biggest thing for anybody, just to help with everything that you're doing. I think it's so important.
You guys listen up. If they start coming in with 15-minute city stuff, now you know this whole thing was a setup. I got the mayor dude, the governor of Hawaii dude on tape several years ago saying that they were going to be the first green city, the first ones, man. There's just a lot of stinky stuff with this Maui stuff, and it's, you know, my buddy Curtis lives up by Kelowna, Canada, and they're starting fires now up in Kelowna and stuff, and all these wildfires are made out into the forest to force us out of the forest and out back into the big population centers. That's one theory. Okay, so I already ran out and bought some firefighting stuff that I never had to worry about before, and I'm going to share that with you guys on another video coming up. But that's one thing that we've done, is I've actually went out and bought firefighting stuff. I was going to buy a fire truck. It really was. I didn't tell you that.
You were?
Yeah, there's a whole fire truck.
Well, what you got now is good.
It's okay. Not really, but it's okay.
Oh, Curtis wants to know, what do you use to soak your feet? You could soak your feet in tons of stuff, you guys. It's very detoxifying. It's very, healthy, because what you know, in the bottom of your hands, bottom of your feet, you have the most pores that you have in your hands and feet in your whole entire body. So your feet will absorb a lot of stuff. So if you could get some magnesium flakes or Epsom salts, you can soak your feet in that. It'll help pull up into the body. You're going to get the magnesium to help relax you, so that's a good thing at night to relax you. You can put some apple cider vinegar in there to help with a good detox. If you have fungus on your toes, that could probably help with that too. And just certain things, like you can put some bentonite clay in there, you know, maybe 3/4 of a cup of bentonite clay in there, also for extra detoxification. There's so much you can do. If you want to just do the bentonite clay by itself, you can. You can put the apple cider vinegar by itself, you can put the Epsom salt by itself, or put all three together and just sit there, you know, read a book, watch a little TV, and just soak your feet for 20 minutes or so, and it's wonderful.
And fire breaks, you guys. That's one of the reasons why I did not put our log cabin in the forest. Okay, that's one reason. A was the limbs falling down, you know, the storm damage falling down, the gutters being filled up, and then the main thing was the fire. So make sure that you're cutting a break from your house to the forest, that you have a fire break in there, and that you keep your water on hand. And some people were asking how we would do the water. We have a large pond, you know, it's not great big huge or anything, but we do have a pond on the property, and if I had to, I'll go get to my neighbor's pond.
It's close.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean, like we'll be able to probably hold our own a little bit. So I'm going to show you guys that setup coming up in a video, but right now we're on the move. As you can see, we're in the RV, and we're trying to get out for some cabbage delivery, and Stacy is going to finish her book this week.
Yay.
Her remedy book, y'all, is going to be finished this week, and my booklet, the homesteading booklet, is going to be finished this week. So this week we have left the homestead, and we are out here with some cabbage. We're going to meet up with you guys on the cabbage delivery, and we're also going to finish our books.
And I see Autumn Howard says, how do you keep your chickens healthy in this heat? Because we're having horribly oppressive heat. My trick that I do is just make sure, you know, they have water all the time, of course. And also, you know, you can put some ice cubes in it to kind of keep it cool when it's this hot. But my big thing that I found really works a lot, and I think I talked about it last live show, is I'll get some molasses. You can do regular molasses or blackjack molasses. I just put a shot of it in the water, stir it all up, because it's really high in minerals. So it's basically you're giving a little electrolyte drink. So I'll do that in this really oppressive heat. But just make sure they can stay cool, get in the water. They like to stand in the water. If a lot of you guys have the feeders where they peck at, or they just can get their little beaks in there, I would get, you know, bigger tubs or bowls that they're able to stand in if they need to kind of cool off too at this time.
If you ordered the herbal stitches from us, we had 500 in inventory, but doggone it, I didn't have enough stickers for the bottles. I thought I had 500 stickers for the bottles. I got to have stickers on the bottles to send them out. So I was waiting for the stickers to get in. As soon as they get in, we'll finish those orders, and then we're working on more batches of it right now. So if you did order it and you haven't gotten it yet, your order will be processed as soon as the stickers get in. And it's the herbal stitches, y'all. Go to our website, offgridwithdougandstacy.com, and you can at least check it out. We'll have more in stock shortly, and this stuff is the bee's knees. Everyone should have it in their house for their preps. And I'll leave the link for you guys in the comment section. But it's offgridwithdougandstacy.com. You guys should be checking that on the daily for latest videos, blogs that we put up, that we write, and all the other information about our events and where we're going and what we're doing. Some of y'all probably don't even know Stacy's getting ready to have a woman's retreat. So if you want information on that, you can go to the Homesteading Life Conference. But there's a limited amount of folks that we're having together in October, and she's doing a whole health and nutrition and beauty and all this stuff for the ladies, for the natural born ladies.
Yep, so it should be really wonderful. We have so many cool activities and things planned, and talks and everything, and good food. I'm going to be cooking, and we'll have just great food and everything. It'll be great.
Y'all, that is over halfway sold out. We've only talked to it about it a couple of times. And I just dropped the link for you. It's over halfway sold out. It is going to be worth every penny that you spend. She has a great setup for you guys. Off the chain, some live stuff too. If you're coming, bring a pint jar so you can have that. We're going to do some fermenting and stuff. I'm not going to be there, but she's going to do some fermenting and stuff.
I have tons of stuff, so you'll go home with a lot of stuff. We're going to talk, and we're going to do. We're going to talk, we're going to do. We're going to talk, we're going to do. And so it's just going to be very interactive, and it'll be
so if you
totally
want to
awesome.
hang out with a limited group of small women that are taking their health and nutrition into their own hands and looking out after their own families, that's where you want to be, October 27th and 28th.
Yeah, and we'll do things like, for example, I'll talk about, even reading your labels or better choices, like what are the best sweeteners. We'll just go over anything, talking about food. We're going to talk about our health, about relaxation, about breathing. I mean, we're going to get into so much about makeup, everything.
And you can do this during Sukkot. You guys can bring your tents and set them up there. That's another reason why we're doing it at the fairgrounds. So we have tent spots available. You can bring your RV. We have a limited amount of RV spots available. You can also log on to the back 40 and get spots there. And then we have hotels and arrangements set up on the website as well. So that's a great place for you to spend Sukkot, is learning about how to nourish your body, not just spiritually, but physically, right? Like with the stuff, the herbs and the apple cider vinegar and the honey and the garlic and the fermented food for your gut. It's gonna be a short live show tonight, y'all. Thoughts on homeowners insurance? We don't have homeowners insurance. We live like the Amish. So if our home burns down, then we'll just rebuild it ourselves, and we'll probably ask all y'all to donate. That's how the Amish do it. They build community. All their community chips in, and they fix somebody's house.
Well, and everyone will come in. If we would, they would come and
have
help
a frolic.
us. Yeah, we have a frolic, and everyone comes and helps build it up. I mean, it's crazy out here. We've had quite a few houses in the Amish community burn down.
Yeah.
And in a matter of 2 weeks, they will build a whole huge farmhouse with the roof, the inside. I mean, everything. It's crazy. Teamwork makes the dream work, right? And just working together, community. I mean, that's where it's at. It's where all you guys, we're all a big community. It's amazing.
The best temperature to store your ferments, around that 40, 45, 50, as long as it's no sun, not too hot, cool, dry spot. So root cellar, basement, closet in your house, or the refrigerator is a good one. See, I know some stuff. I don't see the woman's retreat on the website. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to the right website. You got to go to homesteadinglifeconference.com. The link is in the comments right now. And it's right there. Stacy's face is right there. You can't miss it. Painful joints remedy. That's inflammation, but she's going to tell you.
That is the big, I keep sounding like a broken record. Really look and see what you're putting into your body. There's a lot of common triggers. So when, I know a lot of you guys hear about gluten and gluten intolerances. Well, when you look at the gluten now, compared to the gluten that they had a long time ago, it's been hybridized, it's been changed. The body doesn't react very well. It has a very higher glycemic index when it goes into your bloodstream, so spiking your insulin levels. And your body, it's harder for it to digest and process. There are better wheats, like I really like einkorn flour, EINKORN, but you may have a lot of dysfunction going on in the gut. So for a lot of people, just starting eating some fermented foods daily, that would be good. And then maybe cut out those common triggers, which people are having a lot of inflammation problems from, which would be like gluten and like pasteurized dairy, those two things like that. Cut those things out for a while and see what happens with, what's going on in your body, and see if some of the inflammation goes away. Because a big one is those breads, pasta, cereals, crackers, and all that kind of stuff, eating a lot of sugar, processed foods. And then here's the big one for a lot of us, and you're going to start hearing more and more about it, is the seed oils. So everyone is going out, if you go out to a restaurant, if you're going out to fast food restaurant, even a lot of us in your home, you're cooking with canola oil, soybean oil, mazola oil, corn oil, peanut oil, all those different things. All those things go very rancid, and they are chemically treated. And what's happening over time, they're noticing that it's causing hardening of the arteries, and they're causing stiffness, and it's causing a lot of these inflammation and achy kind of problems. So I would stay away from all those seed oils, basically like, coconut oil and your ghee or your, beef tallow or bacon grease, something like that. That would be a much better way. And just start doing it for a while and see if that inflammation and stuff goes away.
So we don't have insurance. We haven't had health insurance even when Obama was around being president. Pretty sure. Then they had that mandate out. We never followed that mandate, right? It was all a bunch of malarkey. So now they don't have that anymore anyways. They got to pay a fine for all that stuff. Trump got rid of that stuff anyways, legit on paper. So there is no more of that stuff. Like, you do not have to have health insurance, and nor should they ever be able to make you have it. It's ridiculous. So no, we don't have it. We never have had it. I busted my hand up. I paid for it. I broke my ribs. I sat on a chair. If you get something that happens to you, then we'll have to pay for it on the spot. But other than that, we're our own healthcare provider. That's why we got the stitches, the herbal stitches.
Well, and the thing is for all of us, this is the time now. I mean, you're seeing all this crazy stuff going on in the news. Get into start learning how to take care of yourself. You know what? We were just talking about this today, about people who expect all this stuff to be given to them when they don't take good care of their body.
Right.
So you need to start and be proactive. I mean, it took a long time for a lot of us to get into that, being sick. If you aren't feeling well, or if you have a disease or something like that, it just took time for you to get that way. So start changing how you're eating, how you're thinking, what you're doing, getting out in nature, getting out in the sun, don't staying inside all day on the computer, and just start changing these little habits, and you'll eventually start getting healthier. It just takes a little time, and as you start doing that, your body will want to heal and get to where it needs to be. So just take baby steps, and then that way you won't need to rely so much on the system. And if you do need it, you can use it.
And lockdowns are not coming back. Okay? If you go for a lockdown, then you're a sucker. And I said it, right? If you stay in your house and listen to them lock you down again, you're a sucker. And you're a fool. When they say they're locking down, I'm going to get my truck and I'm going to drive all over the place waving my hands out of the window. Telling everybody, come out of your house. Quit listening to this stuff, man. It's your constitutional duty to not listen to this stuff. It's your duty as a citizen to not listen to this stuff, right? It's your duty as a human being to not listen to some guy standing in front of you telling you that you can't go past him. You got to just stay right here and there's fire coming. That's your duty. It's called self-preservation. Nobody cares about you more than you. No one cares about your family more than you. The most capable hand is at the end of your wrist. We have got to break this, co-opting our lives out and just walking around just listening to anybody. I watched a video one time. The guy had a clipboard and he was just standing in front of the Walgreens during the COVID stuff, and he was just like, had this thing in his hand, and people would walk up, he would just do like this and raise his arms up, and the people would just stop and they would raise their arms up, and he would go around their body with this, whatever it was, just messing with them, and then he would put the arms down, they would put the arms down, and they would walk off. And he was just showing you how ridiculous people are, that they're just going along. You know what I mean? We cannot go along to get along anymore. We have had way too much evidence. Way too much. Okay.
And then Jeanette says that wanted to let us know that she's making a lot of her medicinal products, learning a lot about what naturally grows in Northern Ontario, and want to thank us. So that's it, just start doing your research on things that you can do and find in your home, like dandelions, the dandelions are very helpful for you, by eating them. It's a bitter type herb, so it helps with digestion. And then just going out, and even the plantain, if you don't know what plantain is, going out, finding your plantain, it grows almost everywhere, and how that would be good for cuts or bites or stings or anything like that. And also you can eat plantain, put it in a salad, you can eat it raw, it's very nutritious for you. Just start learning about certain things, the elderberries and how wonderful they are for the respiratory and for colds and flu and things like that. And just start getting into all this. And we talk a lot about the honey fermented garlic and how important that is, and start doing these things. Like I like to do things, my home remedy book is mostly about, it's like old-fashioned herbal, or not old-fashioned remedies. It's basically stuff that you have in your house. Cayenne pepper and salt and honey and all those things, and what all these, a potato, onions, garlic, ginger, things like that, and how powerful these things are. So, just once if you get my book, you'll have a lot of good ideas too.
That's right.
But it's all these little things that are helpful that you have in your house, so when something happens, it's like, boom, I'm ready to go. And I'm a big advocate. Where did I put my clay? Like, we have the clay here with us too. We make the bentonite clay gel, which is just 2 parts water to 1 part of the clay, the powder, and then you mix it up. So I like to have it out, so if a child gets hurt, they can just go pick it up, they can put it on there. If they get a little bit in their mouth, it's not going to hurt them, it's not going to hurt them at all. And it's safe, and they can put it on their boo-boo or whatever if they get a scratch or a strawberry on their knee, or a bug bite, and then they feel like they're doing something, and then it feels better. So it's just these little things like that you have. And then the big thing, I know when people travel, or you go out of town, or you go somewhere and you're in the car, something always happens. You get a cut, or you never know. It's good to keep and bring some of these things with you. And what's going on now, here we're talking about Hawaii and the fires, and you never know where you are, that an emergency or something bad like that could break out. So if you have some of these things with you, that's why I like to carry a bigger, like a backpack, so you can put a lot of stuff in it, because you never ever know. Or keep it in your car. It's so important. So it's I think in this day and age, that we need to be very proactive and very prepared, not just in your home, but in your car. Have like a little thing of stuff, and wherever you are. If you have relatives or your parents, if they're not doing it, just get it for them, just in case. Tell them this is what you need to do, just in case. You never know.
They said they put the bentonite clay on the granddaughter's poison ivy, and it works. We do not make this stuff up, y'all. If we tell it to you, it's pretty golden. We use that stuff, bentonite clay, like nobody's business. And you can get yours at offgridwithdougandstacy.com, along with your salt in bulk. And this link here saves you money. I mean, we talk to the folks, and we get you discounts, so we can help you out, so you can get this stuff. There it is right there. And it healed the breast abscess.
Yes.
I mean, it does all this stuff, y'all.
No, it's just amazing. It helps draw the toxins,
it's great for your
mastitis, and all that. Yeah, the bentonite clay, I got it everywhere. I have it in the powder here. I have it in the gel.
Go get your
I can
thing.
get both.
Yeah. And one of the things I was talking about, what I'm doing extra for our Maui stuff because of the fires, is I've now put together a little firefighting package for our homestead, which I have never had to worry about before. But if they're going to burn us out and force us into the 15-minute cities, well, I'm not going to be going down like that. So I'll share this later on with you guys, and I'll let you know how much it costs and what you can do and all this other stuff. So this is the bentonite clay that you can get at our link.
And you can get it in different sizes. That's a little one that I like to travel with. But
bentonite clay from Redmond.
Yeah, and then you go to the link if you go to Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, and then you'll automatically take you there, and you get the discount.
Now listen, I'm going to tell you guys a few things right quick. This bentonite clay is the bomb. It's super pure, super good. It's made in America, right? Like, this stuff is all natural. This lays on top of the salt mine in Utah. This is an ancient seabed that has never seen plastics. Some of this salt you guys are getting, the sea salt and all this stuff, it has plastics in it. This is from an ancient seabed that has never had plastics. They're salt, and this Redmond clay, this is the bomb diggity. Okay, now this is the powder that you get, and then you make the paste. What is it?
2 parts water to 1 part powder.
And you put this paste on. Mastitis for your animals, mastitis for your wife, you know, cuts, abrasions, poison ivy. If your kids fall on the gravel rock on the driveway because you live in the country now and they get all rocked up, this stuff is lifted rocks out of skin.
Yeah, because it pulls.
It
Even
pulls.
like a bad splinter on a child that they don't want you to touch them, it'll help pull it out. Like I went out and it must have been the right timing, or I don't know what happened. I got attacked by those no-see-ums.
Yeah.
I still have one. It was a welt on my face. I mean, huge all over my body. I was going crazy. I went ahead and put that on because it relieves the pain immediately. It's good for burns. Oh, I also, look at this.
You got a burn.
So on my arm here.
You can't see, show.
I don't know if you can see it. It's
gotta
much
get up
better
on
now. It's better now. I don't even know if you can
Yeah,
see
you
it.
can see that little burn.
Well, I poured boiling water
Hold on.
all over my arm.
There it is. See that right there? She poured the boiling water on her arm.
So
That was just last week.
it was just a few days ago. And so
Yeah.
I went ahead and I put the bentonite clay all over it because it's got a lot of healing minerals in it too.
Healing minerals.
So, and that helps with the skin. It helps
God
with
gave 'em to
scarring.
you.
And then you want to keep burns moist. So I wrapped it a little bit so that it would stay moist, and I just kept, water on it. And it healed it much quicker because the pain, you know how you burn yourself, it hurts. It gets rid of the pain very quickly too. So I use it for like everything. I love it. So this is a definite must. I carry this everywhere. I give this as gifts. So if you guys want presents for birthdays, anniversaries, the holidays, you never know, you can make somebody some, clay gel. Bentonite clay gel. And it works out. It's great for facials, acne.
For your teenage kids at home.
I like one-stop shop that does everything. So
We always have told you guys that from day one.
yeah. So this is
Not only
wonderful.
is this RV take us on the road so we don't have to check into crummy hotels and sleep with all their chemical pillows and sheets, but it's also a bug out vehicle so we can hit the road, man. If they do burn down the homestead, we can jump in this thing and go somewhere else. So that's just it's a multi-purpose unit. Everything we do has multi-layers to it.
Okay, Avery wants to know, what can I do to stop my soda addiction?
Just quit.
Well, so what you can do is you could, if since you like soda, I guess you like carbonation. So what you could do is get some mineral water, and you can make, with your mineral water, maybe even put some fruit in it, some lemons or limes. You could put some strawberries in the, carbonated water. And if you want a little sweetness, maybe put a shot of maple syrup in there and stir it up. And then do that to kind of to help you get off of it temporarily. But mineral water is wonderful because it does have that, that fizzy like a soda, and that might be a good way to transition. So try that. And if you are doing just soda for caffeine, maybe switch to tea, maybe some black tea for a while, and then maybe go to the mineral water and just kind of see how you do. But generally, sometimes I know you like that kind of carbonation feel, so I would probably try a mineral water and then you can kind of doctor it up a little. All right, what else do we got going on? Oh,
It's
Janice.
boo-boo magic. That's what it is too. Bentonite clay and our herbal stitches. Our herbal stitches works not as many purposes as the bentonite clay, but if for cuts or wounds like that, any kind of opening in skin, the herbal stitches will have more in stock. Just keep checking back and we'll let you know too when it comes out. I saw a YouTube video today. The Amish are having their cows poisoned with the poison hay. Have you ever heard of this? Yes. They're pouring the glyphosates all over the hay and the wheat, the oats, all this stuff. And when you bring it home, it causes problems in your garden. That's why you guys got to be careful on where you get your straw from for your garden and stuff.
So ask around for sure. And Frankie wants to know, is sheep's milk good to drink? Yes, sheep milk is amazing. If you look at a goat or you look at a sheep, they're more similar to the size of a human. So, and sheep milk is very high in fat. So sheep cheese, sheep yogurt, yum, 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 yum. Definitely.
Having problems in the chat. They won't let me put up any links to our stuff anymore.
Why not?
I don't know. So go to homesteadinglifeconference.com if you'd like to attend Stacy's fabulous woman's retreat coming up in October. Or you could go to offgridwithdougandstacy.com and then the shop tab to get bentonite clay from Redmond, or some salt in bulk, or Stacy's fermenting book, or any of that other stuff. You got to pay for this Airstream, you know. Website refuse to connect. Watch plates for volcanism. There will be hot spots for the from volcanism.
What? Like that?
All right, my comments are disappearing. I don't know what's going on in the chat, y'all, but it is kind of crazy in here. Herbal stitches is good for gunshot wounds. Yes, actually.
Well,
you got to get the bullet out and make sure all that other stuff is good, but it would help close it up. Anytime you have a puncture, though, it's a little bit different than if you have a scrape.
no,
or scratch.
I don't. Yeah, I would on a puncture. You gotta
The
watch
puncture is different. That's all. The best countertop water purifier, we use the Berkey. You could get the Net Zero, or you can get the Zero water filter, or you could get the Absapure. Does clay work on the plaque psoriasis?
Yeah, or eczema too.
And you can stop drinking dairy. If you guys X out the dairy from your store, out of your life, a lot of your ailments will disappear. And I can speak from experience.
And heal the gut, because when you have skin things going on, there's something going on in your gut.
Rhonda, we're not on Facebook. We're on YouTube.
We're on not right. Oh, but we're on Facebook too.
Yeah, but I mean just right now. There should be no problem with me posting links on here. I was just putting them too many, too hot, too fast, too furious, so that they thought it was spam or something. What about shampoos, soaps? Mine are starting to give me headaches.
What kind of shampoo soaps?
Shampoos and soaps.
Oh, well,
She's
make
detoxing, and now her shampoos and soaps are bugging her.
Well, what she's using.
No, we will not be ever going to the Homestead Expo in Ozarks. Never, ever.
Okay, and then also.
Ever.
Yeah, for
Ever.
soaps, make sure like your phytates, parabens, you don't want any of those things. You want a very pure soap. Well, the best ones that I absolutely love are the Castile soaps. And get the ones that are unscented, like the baby ones, you know, that don't have any scent and all. Those are just wonderful. Very, very nice. That's what I use for my dishes. That's what I use to wash my hands. I mean, I can wash my hair with it. I use it for everything. So I really do like the Castile soap more than anything. It's very mild. I do so many dishes. If I would use any other kind of soap, I would get wrinkly fingers and hands. I don't ever have that. And what was it, the other day before we left, I had so many dishes because I had all these mason jars that I had to wash. I did dishes for 3 hours, you guys. And I didn't get wrinkly fingers or anything. I use the Castile soap and I love it. And what I do, it's very concentrated. I get a big container of it and then I just dilute it a little bit and that's what I use. So same thing if you're gonna, wash your body with it or however, and use that.
We already talked about the woman's retreat. You can back up in the video and watch it again. People that were here probably don't want to hear it anymore.
And I just saw Castile soap stings. Don't get the peppermint because that is gonna burn a little bit. You're gonna go ahead and get like the one that's just like for babies. There won't be any scent or anything to it.
Some of y'all are like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm the guy. Some of y'all are complaining, right? You're saying that's expensive. $500 for 2 days? We are cooking your lunch each day, providing dinner the first night, and it's 8 hours a day. That's only $30 an hour for Stacy's time. $30 an hour. It's embarrassing, some of y'all. Now, if you can't afford it and you can't get to it, that's another thing. Just keep it to yourself. But don't try to make it act like we're charging too much. I mean, $30 an hour. And she's going to just lay all of her expertise and her knowledge. I mean, that's cheap, to be honest with you.
And we have
right?
a lot of other people there. There's going to be a lot of other people there talking, and you're going to come away with so much.
It's very inexpensive. I'm telling you right now, we could charge way more. We've paid way more to go to stuff and learned way less. Okay? So don't get hung up on the price. We deliver every time. You can't talk to anybody that says we don't deliver. And so when you spend that money and come, we're conscious of how much it costs, right? So we want to make sure that it's a good product. And you are going to get every penny's worth, right? So just know that, right? And you get what you pay for. Go to a $40 or $50 place, okay? And then see what you get there versus when you come here and it's hands-on with Stacy and a few other very expertise women in their field for 8 hours each day, home-cooked food from our farm, and dinner. I mean, come on now. Stuff like that kind of bugs me, man. If you guys want to learn about this stuff, you got to invest your money and time, just like we did. All right.
You said it.
I did, man, because it's kind of rough business sometimes. And I got hearts blowing and 100s blowing left and right, so a lot of people understand what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? $30, they're paying $20 an hour just to flip burgers at McDonald's. So no, $30 an hour is nothing. I mean, come on. Worth every penny of it. All right.
Someone can say, what about a big toenail came off?
Yeah, what would you do? If it doesn't hurt anymore.
It's just going to grow. You're going to grow another one. Yeah. Your body will take care of itself. But you know what? The Soleil, so I have probably hundreds of people talk about the hair. Your hair growing by doing the Soleil. I guess it would do the same for your fingernails too. I mean, I noticed my fingernails are growing more now since I've been doing the Soleil. So maybe that will make your toenail grow quicker.
See, that's the other thing, people are just so scared to even talk now, y'all. They are programming you to be docile, right? You can't even speak what's on your mind. People are in here telling me to be quiet about the other stuff we were talking about, about the fires and about Maui and how they're straight up killing people over there, right? Lady Gaga and Oprah Winfrey, who are all known weirdos, their houses don't burn down, everybody else's does. The kids are sent home from school. I mean, it's just so much crazy going on. That's all. What is Soleil?
Soleil is a hydrated, hydrated salt water. So basically, grab it. It's right there. Can you see it? Can you get it? It's right there. See, I bring it here with us too.
It's okay if it's not in your budget. That's all right. Just say it's not in my budget. Don't have to say it's a lot and this and this is that. Just say it's not in my budget.
So basically, here is this is a quart. If I did a pint, half of this, I would do 5 tablespoons of salt. A quart, I did 10 tablespoons of salt. It sounds like it's crazy, doesn't it? But just in a few hours, look how clear it got. I just have a little sediment at the bottom, so I know that it's all hydrated and ready to go. And you just take a teaspoon out of this in a cup of water. And if you drink it and you're thinking that's too salty, put a little bit more water, and that's what you're going to drink. You can do it in the morning or in the day or whatever you want. If you want to put it in your big water bottle, and then that way you're hydrating. It's very bioavailable, and you're getting all the minerals that this unrefined salt has. So you need to make sure that you're using an unrefined salt and you're not using a table salt that's been bleached and depleted and only has sodium chloride in it by itself. You want to have all those wonderful things, your sodium, your potassium, your calcium, and all the other 60 trace minerals that the human body needs. So, and it's just a great way. And I started using this, it's been a long while now, and I just have more energy now. My hair has grown longer than it's ever grown in my life now. I just feel good. And then especially in the heat, and you're sweating a lot. I know all over, especially in the Midwest, the heat is just oppressive. Now for this next whole week, it's going to be 110, 115 degrees. If you're sweating a lot, you would probably, every time you're drinking your water, I would put a little teaspoon in there. But just, on a daily thing, a little teaspoon could probably help you see how you feel. And that's what Soleil is.
And somebody asked, how would we get the salt if the SHTF happens? That's why you've got to stock up now. Salt doesn't go bad. And that's the one thing you're going to need to preserve your food, to, have for your body, for your minerals. Salt has a lot of different uses in it. So definitely start stocking up and get that stuff in bulk and have it on standby for your preps. Because if the STHF thing does happen, you ain't getting nothing nowhere. That's what. Here, let's talk about it real quick. A lot of these preppers talk about EMPs, right? They talk about having EMP-proof cars, and if you get a car with the carburetor, you're more likely to survive the EMP and you can drive around and stuff, right? Oh man, that sounds so smart. I could build a Faraday box and I could put a battery and stuff in there, my keys and everything in there. Man, I could have a Faraday box and that stops the EMP from messing up my electronics, right? And I'm thinking, yeah, man, that's great. Like, you could really do all that stuff. And then I'm thinking, but where are you going? Where are you going? Why are you so worried about having a car with a carburetor? Where are you going? Because nobody else is going to have nothing. There's going to be no gas stations running. There's going to be no stores running. There's going to be nothing going on. And you're going to be like the only guy, plus a handful of other people, out cruising around in your EMP-proof stuff. Because there is nowhere to go, y'all. If this stuff breaks down, you are not going to want to go anywhere. Bugging out is not a good idea. It's just not a good idea. Your home is going to be the best place, your final stand. I just promise you that. And I've thought about this 6 one-way, half dozen and others to Sunday. EMP proof. I kept thinking, man, that's, it sounds really good. And then I kept thinking, well, where are you going? That's why I got a horse and a buggy, because I can just go to my neighbors. I don't have to worry about it. And all my neighbors have horses and buggies. But really, if that EMP goes off, there's no electronics are going to work, no cars, no gas stations, no stores, no nothing. So that's all I just keep thinking about. So just
get, the thing is get with your neighbors and kind of get a plan. And that's another thing we're going to talk about at the women's retreat, in your community and different things, emergency type actions and things that you can do, and working within your own community and how to do it, and to buy, sell, and trade in your own community with others. We need to start getting a little bit more micro. I'll say Loyal Tangy wants to know, is popcorn and coconut oil with ghee okay? So yeah, I those are my 2 ways I make popcorn. I use coconut oil or I use ghee.
And
so
a Whirly Pop. We don't have a link for you, but the Whirly Pop is the best popcorn machine on
if you guys,
flat planet Earth.
I did a video on it.
Yeah, we did. It's
Go
called
find
Amish
it.
Gadget.
What's it called?
Amish Gadget.
Amish Gadget. It's really amazing. So you don't know what a Whirly Pop is? It is, you want the bestest popcorn ever? Get a Whirly Pop. And they're not that expensive at all. It's under $50, I think. And then Sissy wants to know about nightshade vegetables causing inflammation. They do, are higher in lectins. Some people are much more, can be more susceptible to inflammation from those things. Don't eat them and see how you feel. Some people, not quite as much. So, and then the other thing is like with your tomatoes, if you peel the skin, that'll help also too. You just kind of have to listen to your body, I think, for a lot of us, and then decide. Everybody is different. Not one diet, if you want to call it, works for somebody. You just got to kind of see. Some people do better than others with certain types of foods. So, you have to look. You've lived your whole life. You kind of know what works, what doesn't work. But I know for a lot of people, eating too high of carbohydrate foods does not work. You don't want a high carbohydrate diet, definitely. Things that, are good saturated fats and proteins and things like that are much, much better for your insulin levels, for your energy levels, to keep you satisfied from one meal to the next, and those things. And another thing for a lot of us is just eat in your, if you have like an 8-hour window during the day to eat your meals, that's great. You don't want to eat late at night as the sun's going down. Eat your bigger meals in the morning or lunchtime, and then don't eat that much for dinner, or maybe just eat 2 meals a day, or maybe even eat 1 big meal a day. And those little things can really, really make a huge difference.
We're going to have a spring thing. What is it? March? This is
May.
A tentative date. May.
A spring fest.
The second weekend in May. Or no, that's
second
Mother's
or third.
Day.
Yeah, I think third. I think it's
third weekend in May.
We'll give you more information.
It's going to be a spring fling, and now this one's going to be like $50. So if you guys want to come to that one, maybe you can afford that one. And then that'll be cool. We'll have a lot of great speakers, a lot of good stuff. It won't be as intimate or as heavy with the questions, but it'll be really good.
But we'll be there, and we try to talk to as many people as we can.
And then we'll do we're not going back to Baker Creek anymore. They don't like us anymore. And we got a fall thing going on, and then we'll have the women's retreat. Yes, we will be coming east. Off-grid tips. I bought an off-grid house. I moved 3 weeks. So scared. Help. Tips. What kind of tips would you like? I mean, you've already bought the house, so that's a huge step in the right direction. It's already off-grid. Does it have a stove? And if so, make sure you check it out. Make sure it's all good. All the steel's good on it. Metal.
Yeah, clean your chimney.
Clean your chimney pipe.
Yes.
Yep. Even if they tell you that they did it, because I bought stuff before and the guy says, "Oh yeah, I've done that," and then you go and look at it and it's like,
and then you have a chimney pipe or something. Yeah, definitely check into all that. And you just need to start getting your systems in place. You know, are you going to do a composting toilet? You know, make sure you have a composting area. You know where you're going to put your garden to start getting out. Do you have fruit trees? All those different things that you want to start looking into.
Yeah, pure prairie. That's what I said. It's exactly what I said. We didn't do nothing, but that's what I said.
Margaret wants to know, can old olive oil be used in oil lamps? Yes, 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 yes. So that's what I do, because olive oil, and I would suggest if you guys are getting good extra virgin olive oil, keep it in the refrigerator because it will get rancid sitting out, you know, in your warm house, or even over time if you let it set out. So keep it cooler and it will last, and you'll get more of the benefit out of it. Because you know, you buy this stuff and it's expensive, and you want to get the most nutrients out of it as you can. So if you do keep it cool, and I know it's a pain in the butt when you take it out, it's kind of hard. If you just let it set out a little bit and kind of shake it a little bit, it's fine. And then from there, my old ones that I had let set out for a long time in our house because our house gets hot, that's what I use in oil lamps. So just remember, if you do have an oil lamp, whatever oil that you are choosing, if you're doing a kerosene or kerosene alternative, or if you're using olive oil in it, that's the oil you use. If you're going to change oils in your lantern, you make sure that you clean it really well, and you need to put a brand new wick in it if you change the oil. Do not mix the oils or else you'll have a big smoky mess. Okay, but olive oil burns very well.
Yeah.
And let's say
that's how you know you get the fake stuff too.
So if you put your olive oil in your lamp and it's old olive oil and it starts to smoke, then you know it's not pure olive oil and it won't work. So that's another way you can tell. So try it and see if it does work. Because sometimes if it does smoke and it's not real 100%.
Now how can you tell if an oil goes rancid? Like you can. See, that's the trick. That's why you don't eat those salad dressings at the restaurants.
Well, anywhere at the grocery store, you know, you have all the salad dressings that are just sitting there on the shelves. The ones that are refrigerated are a lot better because they're being refrigerated and it's a little bit more fresher. They're not putting a lot of the stabilizers in there and different things to keep it from going bad. And then the oils that they use end up going rancid. So that's why you should stay away. And you know, we talk about getting healthy. Well, you want to make things in your body that you put in it pure. So when you are constantly every day thinking you're eating great, this is me totally. I was doing everything good, but I was buying store-bought salad dressing and putting them on my salads. And right there, you know, sometimes you wonder, why am I getting gassy, or why is this happening, or whatever. Could be from the salad dressing and the stuff they put in them. A lot of them use soybean oil, canola oil. Those are all, you know, genetically modified, and then they put all this other stuff in them, and it causes problem, and it causes oxidative stress in your body, and causes inflammation in the body. So right now, if you're using store-bought salad dressing, start making your own. That is one thing. Like, we can't, I mean, I carry my salad dressing with me all the time, or it's easy to do. And I'll tell you guys again, I know a lot of you guys, if you watch, you know. It's just 2 parts extra virgin olive oil to 1 part raw apple cider vinegar to 1 part either honey or raw honey or maple syrup. That's it. I shake it up in a pint jar, and I just put a little bit on our salads, and it's amazing. It's great on anything. You can put herbs in it if you want. You can put garlic in it if you want. If you want to put a little Dijon mustard, you could put, you know, you can do so much to it, and it's just fabulous. It'll totally make your salad. Everyone is like, you have the best salads, and that is it. That is it. So start change your salad dressing. These little things that you start making, these little bitty changes, especially like that, maybe the type of things you're cooking in, changing it to clarified butter or ghee or coconut oil or, you know, duck fat or bacon grease or whatever, changing like that, changing your salad dressings, and you start doing that consistently, you might start as noticing, I'm feeling a lot better, or I'm not as achy. Little bitty changes. And then breakfast, do not eat a high carbohydrate breakfast because that'll set the tone for the rest of your day. Okay?
Amish buy underwear at Walmart. Is this the salad dressing channel? No, this is the health, nutrition, off-grid homesteading channel where we talk about everything, and when we give answers to questions, we like to go in depth so you can actually learn a little bit more. That's where you're at. And I'm a little bit riley tonight. So I've been driving all day, man. When I drive all day, I get a little fiery. What brand of olive oil do you buy?
I'll try a whole bunch of different kinds. Actually, let me talk about this real quick. So Doug and I are going to be speaking at the Wise Tradition conference. It's the Weston Price conference that they have. It's going to be in Kansas City this year, October 20th through the 22nd, of this year in Kansas City. And you guys can still sign up for it. They have a lot of good food and great speakers, a lot of very educated things on your diet. If you have a lot of questions on maybe things that are going on in your body and you're sick and all that, there's lots of doctors talking about all these wonderful
Oh, and
things.
if you thought ours was expensive, wait till you see the price of that one.
No.
Yeah, it is.
It's definitely worth it. They have not raised the prices in like 12 years, and the food is, that's what, like, the food is just totally amazing, and it's so just totally awesome. But
It's like the whole country's gone Amazon brains.
now,
Gotta get it
see,
cheap,
that's-
gotta
yeah,
get it
I was
fast.
talking about something. What was I getting to? About the Weston Price, about the food.
I don't know.
I just got
You gotta
lost off
keep your own
track.
train of thought now.
Well, you interrupted me.
Oh, don't say that. Now I'm gonna get blasted in the comment section. Jeez. We were talking about oils and being rancid, and then you start
That was
talking
a long
about
time.
Weston Price.
I know, but I was
They asked
going
what
there.
kind of oil do you want to buy?
Oh, so then here. So, thank you. So, they have, if you join the Weston Price Foundation, and we did this a few weeks ago, it's only $40. And it's probably one of the best investments because you get, here, I'll get
It's
this.
called the Weston A. Price. Weston A. Price Foundation. Okay? And great
Well-
foundation, and they will help you get food for yourself.
So they also, they in your membership, you'll get this quarterly. It's called the Wise Traditions, and it's a literal book with articles from doctors talking about COVID, about sickness and disease, about, you know, feeding your young baby, being pregnant. I mean, all these wonderful things. They go into great detail about everything.
If you guys don't know about Weston Price, okay, this guy back in the day, he did a worldwide tour where he went to all the native villages, all the, you know, regular people that lived where they lived, and he took pictures of their teeth, their jaw lines, he talked to them, and then as Western diet was introduced into their place, he started noticing the decline in their bones, in their teeth, in their health. And so he documented all this stuff, and he created this foundation and has so much great information.
So now the people that are running it now they give you so much. I mean, it is an information overload. You're getting all these wonderful things about soy and about butter, the dangers of industrial fats and oils, cod liver oil, about raw milk, and then the articles and all this, and you're going to be getting all this stuff. Then when I was getting to, I took a long time to get there talking about the oils, they have a shopping guide, and it goes through all kinds of foods, from your eggs to flours to oils to, I mean, anything you could think of that you'd buy at the store. It gives you the brands, and it tells you which ones are the best ones, which ones that are okay and ones that are not good. And you could just open it up, go to the store, find the brand on there, and bingo. You know, like I know for Costco, their organic, the Kirkland brand, like the organic olive oil that they have, extra virgin olive oil, is on there too. So if a lot of you shop at Costco, that is one. But if you go on there, it'll give you, and there's lots of them that you can pick from. And that way, you know, you'll know, because they went to great deal to, you know, get it. And then when you sign up, you'll get that shopping guide. They have one, a new one every year. And I can't tell enough of what a wonderful organization this is and all the knowledge, and they truly are wanting to educate you and teach you.
Just a great place. Good people, man. It's just good people.
I mean, it's just everything. It's just amazing.
And we know Sally Fallon personally. She helps run that stuff. It's just really good stuff.
Homemade baby formulas. I mean, everything. Just about your pantry, homeopathy. I mean, these little magazines that you get quarterly are just a wealth of knowledge. These are one of those things that, a lot of people throw away your magazines. Definitely want to keep these because you can always go back and review them and learn so much from them. Okay.
Sheep or goats are good for clearing your brush. Goats are going to give you more trouble. They just like to get out and be causing problems, right? Sheep are just fine too. They won't eat it as good as the goats. If I was you, if you have a fenced in area, go find someone with goats and go find someone with sheep and say, hey, come bring them over here and I'll let them clear this area here. I'll keep an eye on them and give them water. And you could probably get 6 of them over there, no problem. And they'll clean it all up for you for free, and then you can give them back. The Weston Price Foundation. And somebody was asking about lard. We don't really do, pig lard or anything because we don't eat the pig. We don't touch the pig. But you can have fallow from beef, tallow from beef, and sheep.
You can do sheep fat, duck fat. You can do
duck
beef
fat's
fat.
Really good.
And if you are make sure you're getting rendered fat if you do a pig from the farmer, or because a lot of the lard that you get in some of these stores has been processed. So you want a good one like from the butcher. So just make sure you're doing it that. But those things, coconut oil, my favorite is ghee. So just clarified butter. You just kind of heat up 250 degrees. You put your butter, grass-fed butter, in a pan and let it set for a couple hours, and then it'll just separate the lactose and casein, and then you'll have a pure butter oil that you skim off the top. I have a bunch of videos on how to make it, so you can check that out too.
Absolutely do not give a dime to the Red Cross. No money to the Red Cross. It's another big scam organization with all kinds of nefarious stuff going on, man. Do not send any money to the Red Cross. Obama is even now getting on talking about send money to the Obama Foundation. Everyone's trying to cash in on the Maui stuff. Do not send them your money, yo. Do not. You know what? Find the guy there's a guy walking around Maui. He's a real nice guy. I forget the name of his fund. But as he talks to the locals, he's telling you their name. And if you want to give money, you say, I want to give money to fish. And whatever money comes in that says fish, he gives it to that person. That's how you guys donate. Just try to find, it's hard too, right? Because people are, a mess. And they work your emotions and they take your money. But try to find that kind of stuff. These organizations should be dead to you, okay? Unless you have vetted them and you are cure for the cancers, a huge scam, okay? All these things are huge scams. Some of these foundations that help kids are literally trafficking kids via the foundations. All right? Man, everything is so messed up. Okay? Just please, it's time for us all to snap out of it and start taking back all this stuff and make it good again. Whew. Yeah, Hawaii Real Estate, right. That's him. It's Hawaii Real Estate. He set up a fund, a very nice fellow. He cares about his community, and he's talking to the locals and getting their story. And that's why I heard about Fish telling his story about how he just walked up to the cop and said, yo, why are you stopping these people? And the guy says, I just got a call. I'm just doing my job, and they told me to stop the traffic right here. Huh. And those people, as he walked away and got further away, he could hear the explosions of their cars blowing up. Come on, you guys. They are literally, with the COVID, with the Maui and all this stuff, with the food, they are literally killing us every day now. Every day now. Another train accident, right? Leaked all kinds of chemicals into the river in Montana. The whole bridge collapsed. This is the World War III that you never knew was coming because there's no enemy really to fight. Like, you know what I mean? It's all from within. It's all like happening to us. And everyone's paralyzed. They don't even know what to do. Like, what do you even do? When they started flooding our borders, everyone who lived by the border should have got their guns and went to the borders and stopped it. That's our duty as citizens, as the Constitution tells you to do. The feds are not doing their job securing the borders. Now it's up to us. And if we just sit around here, they're bringing in the replacements, and they're going to use all these people to take down the big cities, and the big cities are going to become the 15-minute cities, if you guys are paying attention. They're running all businesses out. COVID it's kept everybody at home, so no one's at the office working anymore. All that real estate's going down. Now they're flooding in the illegals like crazy into the major cities. The major cities can't handle it. The businesses are leaving. The people are leaving. And then all that stuff is just going to be set up, ready to go. I mean, this is not rocket science, man. The Amish looking guy who lives off grid, who didn't even get out of the 9th grade, man, all I can do is just watch with my eyes, and I can see this stuff, what's happening right before my very eyes. We tell you guys about the chemtrails. They've been saying for a year that we're all crazy. It's conspiracy theory, lies, lies, lies. We have old video of old presidents talking about controlling the weather. We have new video of President Biden saying they want to block out the sun. Now it's all coming out. We can see with our own eyes, lines in the sky daily, XXX, lines, 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 and then for 5 days or a week or 2 weeks, there's no lines. I mean, we have our own eyes. We see with our own eyes, and they tell you that you don't see with your own eyes.
Yeah, they keep telling you enough, people start to believe it.
I mean, tell them, Stacy.
It is. I mean, I'm a big believer into like your intuition and your gut feeling. I mean, it is true, you know. And then you think a certain way, and then they get on the TV and they just tell you, no, no, that's not true, that's not true, when the majority of everyone else is saying, yeah, 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 it's true. So, I mean, I think it's so important, really, definitely, listen to your gut feelings.
That's your spirit, man.
That is your spirit, and it's, yeah. I think it's so true. You know, your intuitions and your gut feelings are not, you know, for a naysay. I mean, it's so, so true. Definitely. For sure.
I mean, these people are dying left and right, and they're telling you you're not seeing what you're seeing. People are just falling over, walking around, boom, and oh, you don't see nothing. There's nothing. You don't see nothing. The Foxfire books are excellent. If you can get your fingers on any old books, anything before 1960, get your hands on them. Get that information. Suck up to those books. They're changing information so fast now. Already medical studies and stuff from the COVID stuff, they're burning and they're getting rid of it.
Well,
they're trying to cancel out the evidence. I showed you the video clip in my shorts. The guy says, no one was forced to take the jab. I don't believe anyone was forced to take the jab. No one was forced to take the jab. You could have said no. No one forced you to take the jab. Y'all, go ahead.
Well, and even they're starting to censor a lot of stuff on
censoring's
YouTube
coming
now.
back out.
Yeah.
YouTube's saying they're going to censor again after they just said they weren't going to censor again. I'm getting censored on some spots. I mean, you know, it just is what it is, y'all.
Laura wants to know about laundry, meaning off-grid laundry, is choking to death.
COVID! Do you guys remember that, man? Never forget how they had you do all the Simon Says stuff to go into the store, to go spend your money with them, all the stuff they made you do and make you clown out there to even exist in a normal way. Never forget.
So for us, if you want to know how I do laundry, or if you are wanting to, if you're off-grid and you need laundry, or for some of you guys, who knows, maybe you won't have electricity and you need a way to do laundry, I'm going to go there first. I would get this is the cheapest way, get a 5-gallon bucket and a plunger, and you can do it. There's also something called a breathable washer. It kind of looks like a plunger, but it's kind of got little holes inside of it, and you can use it. And then all you can do, you can put your clothes with your soap and your water in the 5-gallon bucket and plunge it. All right, and then you can wring it out and then hang it up. If you don't want to wring it out and you have the 5-gallon bucket, you can buy a wringer, attach it to something, or just a wringer, and then wring your clothes out and hang it up. So that would be an off-grid way that you could have it just in case. Stick it in the garage if you're not using it, so that's what you can do. The next level that I would go with is you could get there are two like galvanized tubs. They're on like a stand, and then you can do with your wash water and your rinse water. So you put your soap in one, and then you put your water. You might put some vinegar in there. I like to put that in my rinse water, so you could wash it, and then you can use your plunger in there too if you want, and then put it in the rinse water, and then you can put it through the wringer and then hang it up. I finally got it's a hand crank washer that goes like this. It's like a regular size washing machine. It doesn't look like it, but it is. And it's like a rocker washer, and then it has a wringer on it. Then I hand crank and then I hang it up. The Amish use an old, like a Maytag or something, and they put a motor on it, and then that's how they do it. And then they put it through the wringer and then go ahead and hang it up. So there's lots of ways of doing it. There's all these things that all of us should get just in case, because what are you going to do if you need to wash your clothes and you don't have electricity for a long time? I mean, there's hurricanes and there's all this stuff happen, all these natural disasters. So just getting a plunger and a 5-gallon bucket can really help a lot of people. And then I see someone says, Charity says, rancid oil has a stink. It does not always have a stink. A lot of times you will have no idea.
And Stacy left her job too. Someone said they walked away from their great job. And Stacy left her job of 30-something years. Right?
I did.
So, you have to make your decisions. Some of your decisions are going to be tough. They're going to be really tough decisions, especially going forward, possibly.
Listen to your gut and have faith on a lot of the stuff that you do.
Right.
Oh, I see someone, what's a good type of Amish underwear, Hanes or custom. So for a lot of you guys, you can even order organic cotton underwear online.
That's the best.
That would be the best. You have different healing and frequencies from the fibers that you put on your body. So organic cotton, hemp, linen, wool, those are the bomb, especially your linen and your hemp and your wool. I mean, the frequency is way, way, way up there, very healing. And if anything else, for a lot of you guys, you can go online, and actually some of the prices aren't that bad, getting linen sheets, because you're going to be sleeping on them, and that's when your body is repairing and healing. So something wonderful to do is getting some linen sheets for your bed.
And don't be scared. Be prepared. Don't try to come with this with fear. Attack this stuff, right? We've already kind of seen their gameplay and how they're going to be going about. So just to start attacking this stuff, build your confidence up, get your systems in place. Don't be scared. Get your community rallied around you. You know what I mean? Just we have friends of ours that are moving from other states to try to move around us. Our sons are coming home. You know what I mean? So we're doing things to try to get everything in place for community and to handle whatever comes our way. You guys just have to be prepared, proactive, not reactive, and just stick with it. And I'm not giving anybody a hard time that's struggling. Trust me, we know all about it. Okay? But all I'm saying is, if you're struggling, if you walk around saying this is too much or that's too this or this and that, it affects your mindset, and it keeps you in this poverty mindset. Okay? Big time. So just don't say stuff like that. Just think to yourself, man, I can't do it now, but I'm going to do it next year. And you should just get focused on how you're going to do it. Get rid of this poverty mindset.
It's so true. It's what comes out of your mouth and what you think. And if you change the words, like you just said, it's just amazing on how your life will change, and being grateful for what you have right now, and then knowing that in the future that you can make this happen. I mean, it is just incredible how your thoughts can really affect everything. It'll also affect your health. So if you're thinking poor me all the time, you're going to be poor me. It's got to be, you know what, I'm going to work on this, and I am going to get better, and I'm going to do this, and you can do this. Oh, it got quiet in here. Man.
Noah's gonna pull nothing, and there's nothing wrong with my firearm sitting right here.
Okay, so you didn't talk about our little water system for our fire. We didn't talk about that.
I
Really.
said I'm going to do a video coming up about it.
Okay.
But I just let you know that that's one thing I definitely put in place because of the Maui stuff is to how to suppress fire at the homestead. We kind of had some, little pump thing in store and stuff. It's not really 100%, but what I got now is still not really 100%, but it's like 80% or something. I don't know. But I'm just trying to do the best I can. But definitely keep the woods away from your house. Make sure you have a fire break, and just make sure you're keeping foliage away, and water the stuff that's around your house as much as you can to keep it from drying out. Just try to think fire and keep fire away from you.
And just the normal stuff with fire. If you cook with fire, or you have a fire extinguisher, there's things. Just learn about different fires, grease fires, and all the different things. Just be up on a lot of the stuff, because you never know. Like, stuff happens at the house all the time. So just always be prepared for all these different things. Make sure you have your first aid kit. You have that around. You know where it is. Other people in your house know where that kind of stuff is.
This is Soleil right here. We showed you guys about Soleil earlier in the video. Make sure you back up and watch it. This is the bentonite clay stuff right here. We showed you about this earlier in the video. Make sure you back up and watch it. Oh my goodness, man.
Okay, Heather asked a very good question, and she wants to know how to lower your cortisol levels. So I'm just going to give you one really good one. Everybody can learn from this. It is so important. You need to regulate like your circadian rhythms and your sleep-wake cycles. And the big thing is, getting up as the sun comes up, and then not going bed too late at night. Because what happens is your body is meant, when you get up in the morning, so when you first get up in the morning, you need to get outside, not through your window, and you need to get contact and kind of not look and stare at the sun, but get out with the sun shining in your face within 30 minutes of getting up. It's very important, because that's going to regulate you. It's sort of like, it's like ding, ding, ding. It sets the clock for you to help with your sleep-wake cycle. So what happens is your cortisol is going to be the highest kind of in the morning. And as the day goes on, it's going to get lower and lower and lower. Unfortunately, at night, like we're having here, but it's not nighttime yet, you don't want overhead lights over your head, because it's simulating like the sun coming down, and your body thinking, oh, it's still daylight. So what you need to do is you need to regulate that. When you're in your home, we do talk about this, maybe have a little lantern or a lamp next to you that's lower, not over your head. So you're simulating the daylight hours. And then going to bed, try not to go to bed. If you can get to bed by 10 or 10:30, that would be great, because you need to go through so many stages of sleep. And during those stages of sleep, let's say between like 10 and 2, your body is going to repair itself physically, and then between 2 and 6, it's going to repair it mentally. So if you mess up some of those times, it can mess up, all those repair times. That's the time that your brain is cleansing all the waste and detoxifying. And if you mess up with your sleep, it is so important. And people think sleep, they say, oh, when I'm dead, I'm going to sleep. Well, that causes sickness and disease over time. It causes weight gain. It causes your cortisol levels to go up over time, year after year after year. So trying to get consistent sleep like that is just huge. And getting out in the sun in the morning within a half an hour of getting up and kind of getting out, maybe going for a walk. If you did that, your life could change. If you did that daily, or at least 5 times a week, it could really help compared to, maybe what you haven't been doing. So that's one big one I would say.
We have a whole playlist of sun oven cooking videos, like 100 videos of us messing with the sun oven. All you got to do is click my picture and then go to playlist on our main page on YouTube and watch all the sun oven videos. We make ghee, we cook food, I make food for Stacy, everything. We've done it all. What's the best brand of vodka for the tinctures? We don't tell them about the corn.
No, I'm just going to say one thing. On the vodkas, depends if you're gluten-free or not. You can get a corn one instead of a wheat one. However, the big one for me is I like the 80 for 100 proof, because it's going to be 50, like 100 proof, it'll be 50% water, 50% of the alcohol. So it's easier to kind of regulate and figure out. So that's my favorite way, and it really doesn't for me, it doesn't make a difference. Those are the ones, that's the way I like it to do, 100 proof. So, just if you're gluten-free, I would pick the corn over the wheat.
Ruby Scott's absorbing like a sponge. That's how we like it. We like all the sponges. Don't trust what we say either. Make sure you leave here and you go do your homework.
Always do research. Always
Don't
keep
listen to
studying,
us.
keep learning.
We don't know what we're talking about. You stop peeing at night if you don't drink any water before you go to bed. That's one thing.
And here's another thing.
I like absolute vodka too.
So, the one thing with a lot of people go in the bathroom at night, your insulin levels might be high. So if you eat a lot of high carbohydrates before you go to bed, that could cause that to happen too. So look at what you're eating. You know, maybe your later night meal, you don't want to have any carbohydrates. Maybe it should just be meats or eggs or vegetables, you know, things like that. Don't do, you know, like a pizza or something, because maybe that could contribute to it if you're more insulin sensitive.
What do you think about borax? Taking borax?
I don't do borax.
I don't do borax.
But I know I haven't really read up on it.
Yeah, drink that Haymaker's Punch, Mad Dog. That stuff is good. I love that stuff. Trust but verify, that's right. Why does my wife's apple brandy taste like ACV?
Really?
That's what he says.
Oh. I don't know. Did she not put any sugar in it? Because I have, it shouldn't at all. The
Not
apple
even
brandy.
close.
Yeah.
Even if you leave it too long, it should.
No, mine are over a year. Well, I got them after I bottle them and take the apples out. I mean, it's still, I've had them for years and it doesn't taste like apple
She didn't
cider.
follow the directions.
No, I don't know. I've made like lots and lots of gallons of it. I don't know.
Are you in favor of juice fasting to get better start in changing diet lifestyle?
You know what? For me, I would just say, just start making little changes. You know, some people can't just go and do that. Like if you're going to go from eating and then just juice fasting, that wouldn't be something that I would. Are you just wanting to do it for like a day or two or three? You know, it is good to fast. I'm a big proponent on intermittent fasting or picking a day or two where you're just drinking your food. You could even get your meals, I know this sounds gross, and blend them up. So the things that you're drinking, you know, it's more in liquid form so the body doesn't have too much to process it. So like if, you know, I know people who've ground up their steaks and everything, you know, they put everything and they'll drink it. But, you know, you could drink, you know, lemon water, or if you put some fruit in there, or maybe you did a salad and you drink your food one day, or maybe one day you're going to just do some lemon water with a little maple syrup in it, and some lemons for the day. You could do that, you know, and just, or have soups, or maybe one day you do all bone broth. And that way it kind of gives your digestive tract time to kind of relax and kind of is kind of going on a mini vacation. Because some people are like, I can't go all day without eating. Well, that way you're going to get some nutrients, but you're putting food in it that's already, you know, it's liquid, so it's easily to be digested. So like a bone broth day you might want to do. For me personally, I would definitely do a bone broth day over anything. The bone broth is wonderful. It fills me up. I feel really good. So that would be my one that I would pick. Or you could do water fasting for a day. Definitely when you put the Redmond salt in there, it definitely makes a big difference. Or like Soleil or some Relight, it really does help tremendous to get through your fast. So, or intermittent fasting when you, let's say your last meal will be at 5 o'clock and maybe you won't eat again until 11 o'clock the next day. That gives you time for your digestive tract to kind of go through its motions, help you go to the bathroom, because a lot of times you keep eating, and if you keep eating and you haven't pooped, you're going to get a backup in there. So make sure that you're going to the bathroom all the time, you're drinking water. I always like to say drink 20 minutes, 30 minutes before you eat your meal. And then that way you've got the water in there to go in through the colon first to help push the poop out, and then you can go ahead and eat your food. And just sip on a little water if you have to, because the water that you're drinking, especially ice cold water, will dilute your stomach acid. And if you dilute your stomach acid, you're going to have gas and bloating and a lot of digestive problems. So try not to drink a lot when you eat.
And the mason tops, you can get those for your jar, so you can do the fermenting. We get a discount on that as well. And you can get it off Good with Doug and Stacy in the shop tab. I'm leaving the link in the comment section if you want to get your mason tops kits, so you can do lots of fermenting.
Yeah, if anybody's starting to shop now, mason tops are a great gift for people. I mean, I carry them. I have them here with me, you know, if I want to ferment. Actually, I got to go get it. I got a ferment that I have that's not done yet that I brought with us. It's in the truck. So, and it's been running around with me in the back, and I'm hoping it's the sauerkraut. I hope it doesn't explode back there. But definitely it's a wonderful thing, because I love the mason tops because you get 4 in a pack and you don't just get 1. So you get 4, so you could do 4 ferments if you get them that, like that at one time. Everyone's making fermented garlic.
The solar that we put in is doing awesome. I mean, it's running the refrigerator and our lights and the modem and the TV, whatever, all fine. We haven't had any problems with it, you know.
It's been great, yeah.
I'm not your, you know, solar salesman, because I still say it's a big scam. It's a big scam. You guys are not going to beat the line. If you got to have air conditioning and you got to have power, you're not ever going to beat the line to your house, man. You're just not going to do it. If the power goes out, they'll have your power back up within a day, a couple of hours usually. If you get a hailstorm on your solar farm that they're trying to put in to provide you power, that solar farm is going to be out of commission until they can get all the solar panels replaced. It is a hot mess, right? They can't send the power around like they can the other stuff. It's no return on investment, still not good. They have to mine the cobalt with their fingers. These black kids over there mining cobalt with their fingers in mines in Africa and stuff. You guys, Americans are being sold the biggest pile of doo-doo on planet Earth right now, and they're just shoveling it right in, and they like it. I don't know why, but they are. People driving around in their Teslas acting like they're doing something for the environment and they're being good for the environment, and it's not, man. That car is way worse than my gas burner, and they're sitting on lithium batteries that are off-gassing all day long, driving around in a modem, because that thing's putting out Wi-Fi signals all day long. Everything about that car is not good for your health. Did you guys see some of the fire stuff from Maui? You guys can tell which cars were Teslas and which cars were regular cars. The Tesla's cars, the whole area around it, the degree of heat was off the chain. Just destroyed it, versus the other cars, they were messed up, but nothing like the incineration that happened with those lithium batteries.
Noah wants to know, what was the popcorn maker I mentioned? It was called the Whirly Pop. Whirly Pop. Oh, Roxanne, this is just awesome. So Roxanne says that she's always looking at estate sales for old books. I am telling you,
I look at estate sales for everything.
They are, yes, resale shops and all that. These old books have so much knowledge in them. I have these old books from the 40s, 50s, you know, about livestock care. And then actually, one of the people that follows us, Stephen, if you're watching, hello and thank you. He's from Scotland, and he was talking about this old book. It was about gardening. And I thought, wow, he sent it to me, and it is the most amazing book. It's from the early 1900s. It has pictures, and it's just fascinating. So these old books, I like to go to the Mennonites. They have these the bookstores, and they have all these old books, and people will donate them. And you're getting all these old books. These old books about health and nutrition, they are right on the money.
That's
and every time I've gone to any of these holistic workshops and certifications and things that I've gone to, every person that teaches, and every single person, you know, they always say, you know, you need to read and you need to learn and keep learning. They always reference, not new books, they're always talking about older books. Some of them from like the 1800s, from the early 1900s. And just look at some of these old books. It's just amazing the knowledge that you can get from them. Just amazing. So start getting some of these older books, because they have not been corrupted. And then who knows if they'll even keep these books anymore. They're going to burn all the books like they used to.
It's a fact, man. And then that way, this digital stuff, they can just change it on a whim.
Yeah.
These kids are not going to know anything coming up. And the donkey people are still on. They do their donkey milk and everything. If you ordered something from them, just contact them if you didn't get it or something. But as far as I know, they're donkeying away over there.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, I've been using the donkey soap. I love it. It really does. It's very moisturizing. I actually use some. I washed my hair with it. It worked really well. My skin, I actually love it. And then they have this Better Than Botox cream that I started using, and I love that too. So I do. I really like their stuff a lot.
The Whirly Pop's made with stainless steel, not aluminum.
It's all stainless steel.
Yeah, it's all stainless steel. It's not no aluminum. I mean, unless they started doing it new or something and trying to cut corners.
I just went when we were tea. We just got one.
Yeah, I mean, they're steel. Steel, Camille. Hawaii Real Estate, that's the guy. You guys want to check it out. I think he's got a new video up an hour ago. He streamed with fish. That's the guy who was talking to the cop and everything, if you want to hear the story.
Hawaii Real Estate. Check him out. You can find out where to donate money to and all that.
Do not send your money to Red Cross. Definitely don't send your money to no Obama Foundation. Man, this is crazy. All right, y'all. We gave it all. 9:03. Jeez, man. 90 minutes we hung out with you guys.
Because we love you all.
Oh, well, make sure you contact your donkey people and ask them about the donkey cream. Maybe they got some kind of problems with the milk again. I don't really know. We haven't really talked to them since the last conference. We're not going to be back at the Okie Homestead conference too. Somebody asked about that. Pretty much, we're going to be staying around our stuff, and doing our stuff, and we might do it a little thing out here and there, like with the Weston Price Foundation or with other stuff like that, but probably not any homestead stuff.
Well, we'll have our homestead stuff.
Yeah, I'm just saying other stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll have one in the spring and one in the fall, and then I'll do a woman's retreat. So we're just planning on doing 3 because...
And the ones that can read between the lines, you'll fully get it. You'll be like, ah. Because I've said it a bazillion times. And we're just kind of sick of it, so we're just going to hunker down and do our thing. You know what I mean? So...
Okay. So you guys...
Where are we going?
For what?
Right now.
Where are we going?
Yeah. What's it called?
Glenwood Springs.
What is it?
Glenwood Springs.
Glenwood Springs. We're by Glenwood Springs, Colorado. Because we're going to get in some mineral water. We just don't make this stuff up. We actually do it. We're going to the mineral springs. And Stacy's finishing her book. So you guys check your emails if you're on our email list, because we're going to have some cabbage giveaways while we're over here in Colorado. So some of you Colorado folks will be able to hook up with us for a real quick little thing, and we can do some cabbage drops, and we'll see you guys shortly. Okay, so make sure you're checking your email if you're on our email list, and hopefully we'll have a nice little get together over here. That's why we got this thing too, is to come and see you guys and to bless you. You know what I mean? You guys have blessed us so much just by showing up and watching our videos. We have it in our heart ever since last year that we're going to get out and bless you guys. And we've given away $5,000 in cash, $5,000 in cash, in case you're new around here, $5,000 in cash, $2,000 in cash. We gave away an F-150, right, just a little while ago. These are all just subscribers to our channel, strangers we've never seen before, no matter what liars say. I've never met any of these people before. None of them, I've never seen them. They're not my relatives. I don't know nothing about them. We literally picked them randomly, and that's how it happened. So that's what we're doing over here at Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. Okay?
Even at the conference.
Even at the conference, we gave $1,000 away. And it was a beautiful story because the gal,
this is good. Listen.
The gal had the tickets to the riverboat. The riverboat sells out all the time. Okay, her husband got sick that day and couldn't go on the riverboat cruise. So one of the guys came up, or somehow they were talking. Yeah, they were just talking, kind of shooting the bull. And he says, "Man, I wish we could have got the riverboat tickets, but they were sold out and everything, so we can't go. And she said, oh, you want riverboat tickets? I have 2 riverboat tickets, and I would be glad to give them to you. And he said, no, I would be glad to pay for the riverboat tickets. And she said, no, literally, I want to bless you. We're having such a great time at this event, and you know, these are our people, yo. And you know, we just want to give you these tickets. And she gave him those tickets, right? Literally 10 minutes later, we start doing the raffle. I have a mystery box there. Nobody knows what's in it. She wins the raffle, and it was $1,000. Cash money millionaire. Okay? That's what it's all about, right? Her good karma got some good karma right back to her. The person got to go on the boat and enjoy the boat. Everyone had such a fantastic time. Oh my gosh, man. And she did that, right, out of the kindness of her heart. Just giving it up, just paying it forward. And that's how it worked out for her. It was so cool. All right, y'all.
So I guess we're done for another one. So you guys stay cool, stay hydrated.
Especially this week. Oh, somebody was asking about keeping your livestock cool. For your chickens, make sure you're changing their water regularly during this heat, a couple times during the day. Chickens like to stand in the water to cool off. That's like their thing they do, okay? Make sure you drop a little molasses in their water, a little cap full of molasses, stir it up. Gives them electrolytes so the chickens can eat that, okay? Make sure all your animals, your sheep, your cows, your goats, all of them have good, fresh water. Even if you got to pour it out, put in good, fresh water so it's not warm. And that will really help them break the heat. Make sure they have a place to go to in the shade. If you have to put a fan on them or something, you can do that. But just really kind of keep an eye out on them because they're all going to be struggling right now.
Well, and you know, like horses, a lot of times they like the hose on them sometimes. I know people, they're pigs. If you have pigs, they like to be hosed down, you know. Things like that. Definitely make sure they're in a cool place. They have shade. Make sure they have shelter over them. Definitely. And if they're not in shelter, make sure they can go someplace where they do have shelter. So, and just kind of just watch them. See, that's the big thing in this kind of temperature. I'm out there quite a few times a day when it's heat, you know, really hot, just to check on them and see. And if you see one that's struggling, I might bring it in, you know, somewhere like of a chicken or something, and kind of help it. Maybe put it in some cooler water and then just bring it in there. Maybe give it and the one thing that I would do, maybe give it more electrolytes. Just put a couple drops of molasses in some water in a syringe and kind of squirt it in its mouth and help it, because they can get very lethargic and go down very quickly. So you just gotta watch them.
That's it, man.
Yep.
We really do appreciate you guys. 5,000 of the coolest people showed up tonight to hang out with us. They asked questions, they interacted, they gave thumbs ups. They're part of the community, guys. We're building community here. So wherever you go, I mean, you know, if you wear a t-shirt, people know and they'll come up and they'll talk to you if you just wear a t-shirt. It's just something like that, right? It's just amazing, the community that we're building online, you know, especially in these times. So, and thankfully, everything happens for a reason. Like, this is all by design, but I'm bold enough, right? And I put the time in for 15 years, right? So I put the time in, and I'm bold enough to keep throwing this information out here when they're trying to suppress it, okay? But you guys are going to have to do your part. YouTube is knocking our videos off. They're not sending our videos out to everybody. Make sure you share our videos. When you see our videos pop up, even if you don't like them, just come watch them. Just let them play. Turn the volume down. Just let them play. Give it a thumbs up. Who cares? But that helps the channel. That helps get the message out to more people. And with that, we can help more people with this thing that's going to start going down. This stuff is not over. So just stay with it. We had Maui, and now it's California. The big storm is coming into California. They haven't had one since World War something. I mean, it's a long time ago have they had this kind of storm come in off the coast there in California. So just stay vigilant, y'all. Things are not maybe what they appear to be. That's all I'm saying.
And someone, which I just saw about the mini trampoline exercise ideas, you can go on YouTube and there's millions of rebounder like exercises. If you don't like one, there's a lot of them for me personally that I think are really boring, where you just kind of bounce. But if that's where you're starting, that's good. But if you want some of them have fun music, just keep clicking them until you find an instructor that you like or a person you vibe with. I mean, just like anything else. You know, you got to find someone that you like. There's so many different exercise classes and stuff that you can take. Just put your phone down in front of you and you can do it. If you don't like one teacher, find another one. If you don't like the music, find another one. You can find anything you want.
And you can also blend them. Like if you like this little thing and then you add this other little thing that you saw, and you can kind of build your own routine.
And then once you've done the video a few times, then you don't need it anymore.
Right.
You can just turn. But I
start making videos.
Yeah, I like just to turn the music on. So like if you're doing rebounding, it'd be like 125 beats per minute, you know, something like that. If you want to work harder, you go 128 beats per minute or something like that. And then just kind of, you know, just do your own thing. So, but there's tons of videos that you can watch, tons of them.
Yeah. And you ain't gonna watch none of them here on our channel, because that's one thing I will never ever do, okay, is exploit my wife for views on YouTube, like a lot of these clown men are doing out there. They're exploiting their wives to get views on YouTube, and it's disgusting. And you will not see Stacy bouncing on rebounders or doing yoga stuff or any of the stuff that we do, like for our private stuff, on our channel. All right? That's how I roll. All right. We'll see you guys on the next one. The most capable hand is at the end of your wrist. Right?
It sure is.
Right. Now,
So
if
you
you guys, if you're watching the replay, make sure you leave a comment and you leave us a thumbs up, and hopefully we'll see you in Colorado. Make sure you're checking your email. I'll be sending out an email blast here in a day or two. All right. We appreciate you guys, and stay vigilant.